Okay, congratulations on making it to this one. This is that other thing that you guys wanted to have some answers to. And that's how to compete with a discount agency when you're up against one. And so here's some of my best strategies for it. I'm going to give you a few ways to deal with it, because there's not a cookie cutter approach to every situation. I'm going to give you a few options. First one was taught to me by a great trainer early in my career, when someone said, do you negotiate your commissions? And he said, yep, upwards. In a joking way, yep, upwards. How much do you want to pay? 3%, 4%? Now, here in Queensland, we're capped at 2.5%. We've got a legal maximum. In other states, and obviously in other countries, it's a negotiation from the start. So, do you negotiate your commission? Yep, upwards. 3%? Better? Or whatever. So, you've got to say that one cheekily and tongue-in-cheek. But when it comes down to the serious side of negotiating your commission, there's a few ways to handle it. One of the more clunky ways, let's say, one of the less let's articulate ways, one of the less skillful ways, I guess, is to simply say, well, in this first negotiation, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're negotiating, and it would be pretty weak of me as a negotiator for me to negotiate on the dollars out of my own business and my own family's pay packet, and if I was to drop 2,000 here as a negotiator, how quickly would an agent drop on your price when it comes time to, dealing with the buyers? And weak negotiators, they drop in increments of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Not hundreds and maybe even 1,000 or two here at the front end. So that's a way to do it, and then you might finish off with any agent that negotiates on their commission is telegraphing the fact that they're the worst negotiator in the area. In fact, and this is not breaking role play for a moment, there was an agent that had a email to me saying, oh, Glenn, he had some negative comments actually to say, which was, it's rare and unique for me. But that being said, and I looked at his website and he said he will beat any commission quote in writing by 10%. So there he is on his website saying that he's the worst negotiator in his area. Hardly a credential that I would want in a negotiator for me. Now here's a few more elegant ways. And the last one I'm going to give, I only just learned from a great guy called Matt Steinwade. And if you guys have heard Matt's name, you'll know that you want to stay to the end of this video to get my interpretation of how Matt deals with that objection. But the one that I've been using for some time is a really, really good one. Because negotiating on your commission, when you're selling a product when you only get paid at the end, it's the wrong time to be negotiating your commission up front. Because here's the thing, the better the negotiator, the less the fee. If your negotiating skills add an extra $10,000 to the seller's pocket, and the difference in cost between you and a cost cutter is $3,000, then you're absolutely worth the extra $3,000 because you've made the seller an extra 10. But if you don't have the negotiation skills to be worth the extra money, then you don't deserve full fee. You've got to be able to demonstrate to your seller that you are worth your full commission. Now, I don't have time in this video to go through negotiation role play. That's a 2 hour, a half day training in and of itself. But you can show your sellers then and there, by role playing with them, how you're going to get the best price for them. Show them the scripts and the dialogues you're going to use with the buyers when it comes time to negotiate, and role play with them. Say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're a buyer now. This is what I'm going to say to you when you come to me with this question. You're going to say, how much will they accept? And you're going to say that in some way, shape or form. And then you role play with them what your response will be. Demonstrating to them, proving to them what a great negotiator you are. So that's one way. Another way is to say to the sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it is the wrong time to be talking about commission right now. And here's the reason. I've got a team of 8 salespeople. And those 8 salespeople, we've got all of our listings in our office at X%, where X% is the fee you're looking for. 2.5%, 3%, whatever it is in your office, whatever the maximum is in your state, as far as Queensland is concerned, 2.5%. So, we've got 100 listings in our office, and we've got a team of 8 salespeople running those 100 listings. And all of those salespeople are dealing with dozens of buyers every single day. Literally 50, 60, 100 buyers a day each. Now, with all those buyers that they're all doing, they all know about all the properties that we've got because we go on our stock run and we sell each other's stock. Let me ask you this, which is the property they're going to take their best and hottest and raring to goest buyers, if that's even a word, their best buyers, which properties are they going to take them to? Because I want to give you this discount. I want to do the right thing for you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. But let me ask you that. If the other guys in the team have got their best buyers and I give you a $4,000 discount and all the rest are at full fee, which are the properties they're going to take their buyers to? More importantly, which is the last property they're going to take those best red hot buyers to? and it's going to be yours. So what I'm asking, sign this up at full fee. Let's incentivize those other guys. Let's incentivize them in order to bring their best buyers to you. In fact, stick a bottle of wine on top of your commission in order to incentivize them, on the proviso that the price they bring you is commensurate with that, you know. So I'm kind of saying, let us prove and earn our full commission, not just ask for it. So if you sign us up at full comp, only when the guys come in and bring you that offer that is the best offer, the great offer, the offer that's absolutely satisfactory to you, and only in the unlikely event that that offer isn't satisfactory to you, all I ask is one last chance to go back to those buyers and get them, you know, we're talking about a $3,000 discount, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Okay, great. All I ask is once the negotiations are done, one last chance to go back to those buyers and get them to pay the $3,000. And if I can't do that, then you've got your discount. Fair enough? It's me asking, let me earn that commission, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, not just ask for it. By showing that it's the buyers that are going to pay my commission, not you. I know that, you know, in legal terms, but my ability to negotiate more money for your buyer is the reason that you pay me. And if I'm unable to do so, then you got your commission. I mean, that's fair enough, isn't it? And I tell you, you will leave there with the fully signed 22A, the fully signed listing document. Now, here's the trick. The reason they were asking for a discount in the first place is because they don't think you're worth your money. You're charging $10,000 for a service and they don't end up with a car at the end of it. You think about how many services or products you buy or how many services you pay for where you don't end up with a manufactured item of some sort after paying $10,000. Think of what you would do if you needed some medical procedure done and your brain surgeon pulled out a bill for 10 grand. What are you going to think? You know, and there's someone that's going to save your life, pulls out a 10 grand, you'd cringe at it. And yet we happily ask for 10 grand for our real estate services. So you've got to be worth it. There's the point. If you're not worth it, you're not going to get it. Now here's the other thing. The reason they think you're not worth it is because they think you walk around, point at some granite bench tops and get paid 10 grand for going around pointing your finger saying that's a granite bench top, that's a backyard and that's a toilet. Well, you know, you don't get paid $10,000 to successfully identify toilets with fingers. So you get paid $10,000 or whatever your fee is for negotiation skill. So, and of course, the number one feedback we got from, as an industry, that sellers were unhappy with us about the industry is they didn't hear from us enough. So here's the way to protect that full fee, is you overservice them. John McGrath says you call your sellers every single day. Right? Even if it's only 5 minutes, call them every day with an update. Overservice, weekly meetings, all of the things that I teach in other trainings to do, you do all that, because then even if at the end of the day, they've been expecting to never hear from you, they hear from you every day, probably too much, you've overserviced them so you've protected that full commission. Then even in the unlikely event that after all the negotiation you go back to the buyers and you can only get $1,500 out of that last 3 grand, you've done such an over-the-top job on service that they're probably going to not even worry about bringing back to that commission request anyway. So there's the tips, guys. There's your way to protect your full commission. I trust that was worth the effort that you went to and congratulations and thank you for referring your friends to that first site. And I also trust they get some value out of the first tip that I gave you on video testimonials. So I tell you, those are 2 great and powerful tips. And if I was only allowed to teach you 2, those would be the 2 skills that I would teach you. Now again, there's more to it and you know that and I know that. So for a free gift again from me, if you do go to freerealestateSalesTraining.com, that's freerealestateSalesTraining.com, there is a box set of 12-hour-long strategy interviews and trainings with me in a box set, and my team just asked you to pay the $15 postage and handling, just to for that free gift. So if you do want some more training from me without it costing the earth, again, $15 postage and handling at freerealestateSalesTraining.com. So I look forward to catching up with you. If I can do anything, you know where to find me, guys. Do touch base if you need anything from me. But I really trust these tips have been great. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. I'm Glenn Twiddle, and bye for now.